This week on Two Shit Blokes, the Summer Sesh, we dive into the NRL, review a few naughty spots, talk some NFL, and hit you with Dave and Jason's random thought of the week. And as always, we somehow end up on a tangent. Don't forget to give us a follow on Instagram and Spotify. It really helps us grow. And a big thank you to the Bella Vista Hotel for having us once again. Let's get on with it, starting with segment 1, comments.
It's not funny.
It's not.
I don't think it's funny at all.
All right, our good friend, not our friend actually. We kind of have to talk to him because he's related to you. So anyway, Mo. Hey lads, loving the pod, but I'm starting to think Dave's anger issues are becoming the third host at this point. I will agree with that. Last week you were off tap. The bloke blows up.
Hang on. Just
No, you were.
it's I can't handle things that don't work.
I don't understand why our viewers and listeners have to suffer because of that.
Well, I can't play poker because I don't have a poker face. If I'm pissy, I'm pissy. Go on, off you go.
The bloke blows up quicker than Jackson Dart getting steamrolled by the Patriots on the weekend.
Well, slide, idiot.
Jason might have to line him up and give him a whack just to reset the attitude. Dave, would you rather be forced to sit next to Jason's balloon-sized head on a budget airline for 6 hours or be stuck listening to Jason explain what segment we're on for 24 hours straight?
I did spoon him for a few hours on the trip home from America, so
we did spoon. It was a beautiful moment.
I'm taking option A. We cemented our relationship during that spooning.
It was at the end of a very long trip. I didn't have the energy to fight.
Yeah, you felt violated.
It's the price of a window seat. All right.
It was my window seat. Anyway.
All right. Now, Jez, Dave was obviously needing some Naprogesic last week. Oh, that's grold. Have a go, mate. Yeah. We all the excuses, tech issues, undies too tight. Couldn't get your bets up, all that shit. Or was it just the fact you had to sit opposite Jace? Well, just had to sit opposite Jace, who comes in as a talent and takes all the glory and just no prep for the show. Anyway, do better. They're stealing our do betters. That's why do better. I say that.
By the way, he's right. It's column A, N, B, and C. All of the above.
He hadn't even done a comment until 2 hours ago, and then he just unloaded.
That's because anyway.
All right, we got the big fella, Dan Ox. Hey, pals. Firstly, wanted to ask, a few moments into the ep, I noticed your podcast picture changed from your two ugly mugs to one with some fat cow in the back wearing a suit. Please explain. Dave, you really need to stop being so boring. Multiple times throughout the potty, I can see Joel.
I was flat last week, I'll give you.
I see Joel. I love me, do you? Joel more interested with what is on his phone than what you had to say. Yeah, it's pretty right.
Yep, correct.
Perhaps he was once again trying to sort out his dinner plans. Podcast only got good when you guys put some model flexing while eating pizza.
The Ox, fair income. By the way, so what he did was he got our logo, our artwork, then put him in the background as an ox in a suit. So I threw that up, I fixed it and put it up.
I like it.
And then I don't know about model. Has he got mirrors at his place?
Oh, mate, yeah, dead set. He should be on this show because he's desperately got the head for it. I think he's got a bigger issue too, mate. He's killed the Eagles ever since he started giving us his tips. They've gone to shit. So anyway, that's
not the only team that got killed on this show last week.
We did kill some. We'll talk about that. All right, we got segment 2. I know it's juvenile. I just find it funny. All right, NRL news.
Well, as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's all that matters.
NRL news, go.
You do the headlines. I just give commentary, mate. My job's the technology. Your job's to star.
Sometimes you sit there, I think you're a glitch. Anyway, let's go. All right, the delay of R360, or is it the death of it? Your thoughts?
I think it's dead. I think that them saying they're going to delay it for 2 years is basically a smother so they don't get embarrassed by the fact they couldn't sign one player.
Yeah, I think that I don't think it's the death of it just yet. I think you're right, and the reason I think they've postponed it is simply because they weren't going to get any players with the Rugby World Cup coming up.
Yeah.
So by delaying it, they get the World Cup out of the way. they can come back afterwards and probably try and get 1 or 2 years and see if it picks up. I think it's still going to struggle. I think the model is going to struggle. As you pointed out, the budget is a mess. I think it is. I think it's unlikely to go ahead, but the reason that I think they've postponed it is because of the World Cup.
I think that by doing what they've done, they've basically killed it, because who's going to trust them in the future?
That's the thing. When they're so quick to drop something and walk away and postpone, whatever you want to say, they would have made various promises, I think, to certain players at this point that, we're going to give you X amount of money, we're going to do this and this. To postpone something so easily, I think there's in trouble. And then you're right. I do think that some players would now look at that and go, yeah, it sounded good, but when it sounds too good to be true, it often is.
99.9% of the time.
Big Nelson to turn back. He's back on the NRL and become a boxer. Don't care.
Who's going to watch that shit?
Again, yeah, it's just another player that wants to get in the ring. Nelson, his career, he's definitely past. It's funny to say he's past his best, because last year he was at peak form until he got suspended for the grand final. But he was the form forward at that time going into the grand final, and he cost Melbourne big time against Penrith by not being there. This year, he just wasn't anywhere to be seen through suspension, through form, and just being on the outer with Melbourne. I think that he's doing himself. I think he'll regret it. I think he's walking away when he's had one bad season, and I think he'll regret it.
What's the reports on him? Is he a bit of a 200-kilo princess? Like, does he need a cuddle at all times? What is he?
I've never heard anything about him.
Well, I heard that he needs a cuddle constantly. He's like Mo.
Oh, man, then that's just too hard. I'd walk away too. I think it's hard because Melbourne don't usually tolerate certain types of personalities that are too difficult to deal with. But he's been around a long time, so it indicates to me that they've managed him quite well. I think he will he'll be done and dusted within 6 months of that.
Yeah, but who of the players that have gone to boxing at the end of their career, right? You've had Gallen has done pretty well. Mundane did quite well.
That's it.
Sonny Bill had a crack.
Sonny Bill got the reason he walked away. He had a fight against. I don't know if you remember. It was they call him the White Rhino, South African guy, and he had a fight against him that was meant to go for a certain number of rounds. And towards the end of the fight, Sonny Bill was getting beaten.
Yeah,
and beaten well. Copped a lot of punches. The manager actually had the fight finish early,
so he didn't get knocked out.
Yeah.
Or he didn't have to throw the towel in.
And Sonny Bill, the reports are, whether it's true or not, doesn't remember parts of that fight.
Right.
And he never fought again until years later, where he had that it was a bullshit fight. It was a rubbish fight against
all boxers, all these rugby league player fights are garbage. Like,
they are, yeah. But I don't know how you can just come into it in your 30s. Nat Wood was a footy player, then went to boxing, and he did quite well. He beat Mundine after winning the contender.
Yeah, but the difference between him and he was a boxer way before he was a rugby league player. He was on Kenty Prime and went through his career, and it was really interesting. Yeah. He's a loose unit.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great bloke to go out with.
There's footage of him. He was on one of those reality shows about court. They actually filmed the court.
Yeah.
And he did something. I don't know what it was, but it was something with. I think he belted someone or did something, and and the magistrate's addressing him, and he turned around and goes, "Yeah, thanks, Dal." And the magistrate lost her shit, and he was really apologetic, but it was such a he didn't mean anything by it. He's just a knockabout, He's like, "Oh, thanks, Dal." It was gold.
So when he went into the contender, he was doing no boxing at all, right? And he was on the piss big time. And someone rang him and said someone had dropped out, right? And they said, come in and try your luck at the contender. No training, nothing. Went in and flogged him.
He was. I loved watching his fight with Mundine when he beat Mundine. He just has a real, I'll say, a messy boxer. Like, he just makes it an ugly fight. He's in their face. He wrestles. But he makes it an entertaining fight. And he just laid out Mundine with a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was another one that went to it. But I mean, Lodge, we're going to talk about him.
So my point to you is with Mundine and Gallen and Sonny Bill Williams and those guys that made a little bit of money out of it.
Yeah.
They had a profile that was desirable.
Well,
right?
Solomon Hamano, he was the other one.
Right. But,
they reckon he was the best out of all of them, but just didn't.
is that the bloke with the pleasure machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabrielle Richards. God bless her.
So what I'm saying is they had a profile and endeared to people. Like, Blue supporters love Gow, right? And Mundine was just one of those guys who had talent. He was, obviously his old man and all that sort of stuff. So I just don't think that Nelson's got the profile for enough people to care to make any money out of it.
I agree. Curtis Scott, and there's been a few others along the way that have had fights that have won and done fights, and then that's it. Matt Lodge will discuss later.
Hodgson. Yeah. Hodges, sorry.
Yeah,
Hodges.
Yeah. They have one and done, and that's it. And
he had a couple of goes and got flogged 3 times. So
Matt Lodge has had 3 fights and won all of them, but he's kind of toying between footy and boxing. But obviously, footy's what pays. Boxing at the moment doesn't. So I get why they do it at the end of the career.
Maybe for a heavyweight, it's different.
I don't know.
I don't know
if it's different. I just think that Nelson has a lot more to give. I think I would have preferred to see him go to Parramatta with a point to prove, and I think that's disappointing that he's not. Because I do think he's a very good footballer. Yeah. But he just can't stay on the field. Speaking of boxers and footy players, Lodge to the Cowboys.
I think it's fantastic,
mate. I think it's a brilliant move by the Cowboys. Their forward pack at the moment, you have Jason Taumalolo, who has bad knees.
Give you 15 minutes.
Yeah, and I'd like to say going towards the end of his career, unless there's a remarkable change. Helmer Lukey is a young player coming through. Griffin Neen is a good player, but again, bit of a rotation. Cohen Hess.
I like Cohen Hess.
Plays Origin, but his form faded away last year, but he's come back this year.
Yeah.
And then you've got I don't know if you remember him. He was a very good player for the Raiders, Tom Leroy Lars. His son, it's obviously the last name of Lars, he's also up there. He's had a few games, been blooded in first grade. He will be in the rotation next year. They've got wraps on him. So you get someone like Matt Lodge, you bring him in. He's 30 years old. He's been around a long time now. And one thing they say about him, he trains the house down.
Yeah, but he's a big prop. He'll give you 25 minutes in the first half, and he'll give you 20. So you get 50 minutes out of him, and it's quality.
Yeah. So when you read out that forward pack, and then you add someone who actually that depth, I think it's a brilliant move because the Cows, that was lacking. Like their forward pack is lacking.
Yeah.
Obviously, I left out Nanai, but Nanai is coming back from I think a shoulder injury. So they do need some depth. They've got it there. They've got a big body. They've got someone who trains, and you can show the young ones how to train.
Yep.
He leaves for the Cowboys tomorrow.
Yep.
Goes up there. I think he does 4 weeks up there. He's taken the whole family, which shows commitment too. I think that's brilliant.
It's a 1-year deal. There's been no talk of money, but it would have been above what Manly were willing to pay for him.
Yeah,
what's wrong with Manly?
A lot. There is.
The politics of Manly. They're killing themselves. I don't know what's wrong with that mob.
As a Tigers fan, I don't want to talk about politics, but yeah, I agree. I think Manly, I don't understand what Manly are doing. When you talk about weak packs, I look at Manly's, other than Alua Kawatu, I don't see a decent pack. I see a team that has no pack. I see a team that needs to go forward when you consider that their halves are pushing 30. And that is their weakness.
Not good halves.
They're not good.
They're not like they've been playing the house down for 2 years.
No, they've just lost Ruben Garrick.
Yeah, he's going to the Roost. Not this year, next year.
2027.
Yep.
Crazy. I do not know what's happened in that club. They had someone in Lodge that lived local, wanted to stay in the area, is involved with the junior clubs, yet they don't even offer him a decent contract. I think it's crazy.
Okay, so can I go off on my rant?
Yeah, Sure.
I want to pretense this by a couple of things before I go into it. I have no relationship with Matt Lodge or the Lodge family. I've only met his mum for 10 seconds, and it was one of the funniest 10 seconds I've ever had in my life.
What did she say to you?
She said, I fucking love the pokies. And it didn't say much to me, but I just was in the room with her and she was on fire.
It was so funny. She just looked up. She goes, I fucking love these things.
She was trying to get more money out of hubby. She's going, no, you've had enough.
She's one of the best people you ever meet, mate. Dead set. Yeah, sorry.
So I want to pretense that I've got no relation. You do, and a friend of yours is a friend of mine, and all that sort of stuff. But I don't really have a relationship with them at all. The reporting on Matt Lodge signing with the Cowboys has been disgraceful. All right, the controversial Star handed a lifeline. Lifeline? What are you talking about? He had offers from the UK, right? The other thing I don't like, and there's a few other lines, lines of clickbait shit that they've got. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know about you, but the media's like a how do I say this without upsetting my wife?
She's awake. She doesn't even listen to the podcast.
She doesn't listen. Yeah,
you're fine.
But there's other people that top me off, right? So it's like getting into a fight with your girlfriend. I'll take the girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend either. Right, but it's like, and you do something in 2015 like Matt did, right? And you're losing a fight, right? And they'll bring up the thing you did 20 years ago or 10 years ago. When is the statute of limitations on an act he did when he was 20, right? When does that expire where we don't write in the newspaper controversial Star because of something that happened in 2015? It fucking infuriates me that the kid did his time. He was suspended. It cost him a lot of money. He did retribution for, the damage and, they sued him and whatever else, and he had to pay that money back. He lost money in his contracts. Yeah. Like, how many times do you want to punish a guy? And to be honest with you, the story you told me the other week, right, where he was doing wrestling training with the kids down at the park at Manly, right? What more does this bloke have to do to be not tarred with the same black brush? Mate, I told a story the other week about me getting detained by the boys in blue.
Rightfully so.
Right, yes, rightfully so, right? That doesn't follow me around.
I'll put it into context, right? Whenever people talk about Andrew Johns, whenever his name's in the paper, they don't go, former drug addict, Andrew Johns.
Yep.
Right? The guy was arrested, found in England with ecstasy. His career has openly stated as well of drug use.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
I don't. There is a proof text on this, right? I don't have the same passion for Finch, right, as I do for players that is he was a grown ass man, whatever. And one day we're going to profile him because I've got a New South Wales jersey with his fucking face on it for a series where we're up 1-0 and got beat 2-1, and then it's got a face of a convicted sex offender on the front of it. So.
Yeah, Brett
but I know this rant it's not only about Matt, but the reality of life is that if you do something when you're 20, do you really need to be talking about it when
10 years later,
when he's a man now with children and all the rest of it, right? Why do they keep bringing that shit up?
Mate, you can make the same argument as well. There's players like Blake Ferguson. There's players that have done some pretty awful things, and I mean awful, like sex offender. Dylan Brown, right? Dylan Brown.
Yep.
Everyone, when his name's mentioned, he's going to Newcastle. At no point did they say convicted sexual toucher Dylan Brown.
No.
Right?
They don't do that because he's got better profile.
He's got a better profile. Yeah. So I completely agree with
you.
Like
we joke about Walker, right, getting in front of his PlayStation.
It's PlayStation.
Right? But it's just a bit of a laugh, right? And, this podcast is going to a very select few by choice.
At the moment, we are trying to go viral, so anything could happen. No, but I agree with you, but I am biased, obviously, with knowing the Lodge family, and they are dear friends of the family, and I also know the support they gave him and as a family, what they did to pull together at that time when it did happen, and they never shied away from any of their responsibilities. in that. And
he didn't either.
And neither did he.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that has to play into it at some point, but that doesn't. And as I said, like if my daughter is 18 years old, if she came home one day and said, I was just sexually touched at this nightclub, this happened, he's a first grade footy player, and the next thing you see is that he's just signed a $1.2 million contract per year, and it's like he walks on water now. It's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, like there is such a different disparity between it. So yeah, I completely agree.
I just think,
I agree.
But you go for DUI and you go, but what? Because he signed, like, there's reports that he won't be able to play in the Vegas game, and I get it, because if I had charges for a fray, can't get into America. So he's got assault charges that were proven. Yeah. You can't get into America. There's nothing he can do about that, right? So why bring it up?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, but obviously they're saying that some of the fans aren't happy they've signed him.
Oh,
right.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about, but they'll pick. There could be 10, 15 fans on a fan site that go, "Oh, we don't want him," blah 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 blah. Right? Until he scores 3 tries and smashes 6 or 7 people, and they're back on the boat, right? So
Mate, seriously,
if you're worrying about, again, as we say, if you're worrying about what we say or what the fans will say, you'll be sitting here with us, right? The clubs have signed a good player, right? 30 years old for a prop is young.
Yeah, it is.
He's got another 6 years in him if he's got the motor, if he wants to do it, right?
He obviously does, and he can still play at the highest level. Oh, mate, I think fans don't want him. Please give me a break. Like, really?
Who gives a shit, right?
Listen, if Andrew Johns was in his prime and he signed with the team, we were like, yeah, please bring him in. Like, the Knights fans weren't jumping up and down when Dylan Brown went there. They're like, oh, we got a player.
It's just such a load of shit, right? Mate, so I got to say, the mainstream media. It's appalling. It was news.com. It was the Australian, all the News Limited shit, just throwing out bloody clickbait. It's like writing a review for a business and just saying, I've never been there, but I don't like the joint. Like, well, just leave the bloke alone. He's done his time.
Mate,
when do you? That's my point. When does the media say enough's enough and we'll let bygones be bygones? But it really pissed me off.
No, and I agree, mate. I do agree with what you're saying.
Like, if it's sexual touching and all that sort of stuff, I couldn't give a shit and say it as much as you want. But if it's just, he got pissed and played up, right, which I did, right? Yeah. You just don't...
Oh, mate, I agree. And as you said, 10 years later, and they still want to talk about it. Like, mate, there are players that have done far worse, and they're not even mentioned. They're signed for Channel 9, for God's sake. Like,
run around on Channel 9, yeah. And there's rumours around all of those blokes on Channel 9.
Mate, and it's like, yeah, anyway, that's what it is. All right.
On to the next one. Brent over.
Drinkwater on the outer at the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't know about this. Tell me the story.
Well, it was just, again, in the paper the other day, they're saying that there is talk that they want to look at Jackson Purdue as a fullback. They tried Purdue at 5'8" this year. Did not work well. He was played exceptionally well in the centres. And I think they probably think they've got a real talent there that is better suited at fullback. I think they want to look at it, and Drinkwater's on some decent money. It just was one article. It hasn't really gone any traction, but they're talking about it. And I'm surprised because he was very good he was very good this year. He's their playmaker. A lot goes through him. I don't know if he's getting on in here.
I thought that the Cowboys were poor last year. Right?
This year. Sorry, we're going to keep saying this year.
But they were poor this year. I thought he was their best all year, personally.
Defensively, they were woeful, which is surprising for a Todd Payton team. Attack-wise, everything went through him. And they got Tom Dearden in the team, who's very good, as we know. But a lot went through Drinkwater as a very dynamic fullback. I'm surprised that they're talking about moving him on. There might be more to it, but as I said...
He might be a pest.
Yeah, he could be. I don't know. But I do know that as this year, from a super coach point of view, he was in my team all year and he was absolutely brilliant in terms of stats. And that I know people look at that and go, oh, yeah, that's just like a fantasy comp, but it does talk about line breaks. It talks about try assists and all that, and he was everywhere in those categories. Nothing that the Cowboys didn't go through him in attack. So, and I think it was the Tigers game where they made that comeback. I think it was a comeback where they beat the Tigers up there.
It was a comeback.
Yeah, but that's the game you destroy the Tigers.
That's right.
In the three tries they scored in 10 minutes, he was responsible, I think, for all of them.
One of the things I look for in a player is their effort off the ball.
It was very good.
And his effort off the ball is very, very good.
Yeah. So I hope, look, fullbacks seem to be talked about a lot. I don't know if there's any justification for it.
The thing is, there's so many of them now.
Yeah,
quality fullbacks.
I think that's the thing. Like, you could actually say, yeah, we'll move on Drinkwater because we've got another one coming through. As I say, Jackson Purdue is a talent. He really is. Like, if you watch him play, he will be someone next year. I'll be surprised if he doesn't take a next leap, even possibly for Origin. He was outstanding. He's got speed to burn, barring injury.
Is he a Queenslander?
I believe he is, yeah.
Oh, well, how's he going to get in there?
Well,
There's a lot of good people in front of him.
Mate, if you're the hot player, they pick him. They'll pick him. Yeah, I believe. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, so watch this space. We'll see where it goes. It might not go anywhere. He might be there for another 5 years, or he could be there
for 5 minutes.
Yeah, for 6 months and moved on. Lomax, reports are that he's looking at MMA and boxing, but there was another report today saying he's also looking at rugby.
Japan?
Yeah. Also,
I think the kid got stitched.
Yeah, Super Rugby, actually. Not Japanese rugby. Super, yeah.
I think the poor kid got stitched up with 360, and he's probably the biggest.
Sold a dream and...
Yeah, sold, and he's, you got to say that his management really let him down there.
Yeah. Look, I get it. I get when you sold a dream. Like, he had 3 years to go of a contract worth
$650.
Yeah, they say 650, but he was also playing Origin, so there's another 100. So he's on 750, and now he wants to do MMA or boxing. And
was that 2.1 million you've just
walked away from to what? Get maybe 10,000 for your first fight, 15 for the fight after. Like, at his age, he's at his peak. Mate, I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I don't know why they can't pick up the phone to Parramatta and say, we want to come back. They've got the money. Parramatta hasn't signed anyone.
I think he carried on like a pork chop to let him get released.
You hearing that, or you're assuming that?
I'm assuming. I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth, but I would say that they wouldn't let a good player like that go if he wasn't dragging his feet.
I don't know. I think if a player comes to you and says, I don't want to be here anymore, you can't.
But how do you go back on that?
You say that I was going to go to Rugby 360 for $3 million a year, and now I'm not.
And I'll come for 500.
Yeah. Like, no, I see. Well, hang on, we've got a special guest about to turn up. Here she comes.
Come on, in you come.
Is my daughter Brooke has just finished her dinner. Here she is.
Hey, Brookie.
Hey, Chuck. Do you want to come on the show and say hello?
She does not.
That's a solid no.
There's a lovely lounge there for you, Chuck.
Brooke, just over there, no. Yeah, I think you can walk away. Sorry, go back. I would.
There's definitely got to be a job somewhere in rugby league for him.
How do you not go back? Like, pride? You reckon it could be pride, or do you think?
I don't know what that is, mate.
We're married. Pride ended a long time ago. Well, I don't know.
It's like dignity. I don't know what that is either.
I've heard of it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very strange. He might go to rugby. He might be a sensation, end up in French rugby, Japanese rugby, still make great money, but it's a real loss because he was exceptional. He really was.
Agreed.
And finally, where to for now? Pappenhausen. I don't know what the go is. I think it's a different one to Lomax.
Yeah, he was. I don't know if he was ever going to 360. I think he wants just to have some time off away from rugby league.
Yeah, and Peter V'landys made a comment yesterday in the news where they spoke about it and said, Lomax, etc. He goes, welcome back. He was sold a pipe dream with that. But when he was speaking about Pappenhausen, he seemed far more sympathetic, as in, like, he's kind of said, I hope everything's okay with him, this and that. Like, Ryan Pappenhausen has been very active on Instagram. He's playing golf. He's gone to a friend's wedding. He's doing stuff, which is great. And I hope that as we've said before, I hope there's not more to it, and I hope he is okay. But I want to see him back, mate. I loved watching him. he's a special player. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know a team that could fit him. That's the problem. There's fullbacks everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Other than the Perth.
But even as a winger.
Yeah, you know.
But maybe has a year off and goes to Perth.
Yeah.
They still can't sign anyone that's worth anything.
Toby Sexton. They've offered massive money to Jaden Campbell.
That's
massive money.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. He's already knocked it back and signed with.
Are you sure?
Signed with the Titans again. Knocked it back.
Wow.
I told you, man. I tell you, they're going to struggle to get good players over there.
Yeah, righto.
Well, mate, Papua New Guinea's going to be worse.
Oh, yeah.
I think both of them are very bad decisions. And for me to say that against Volandis is a big thing because I think he's a freak and he knows more about things than I do. But
I don't think the game needed expansion.
I don't know. It's perfect now.
Yeah, it is. The games are great. The quality's great.
They could have put one in Gladstone. I've always had an idea, and it's stupid, right? I get you're going to call me out on it, right? But I've always had this thought that there should be a team that's a countryside. It just goes to different, New South Wales country, based in Sydney. They play out of a country venue, like they play at Dubbo or Albury, and you keep the fans engaged in the country because the AFL's killing us out in the bush.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is a stupid idea.
Appreciate your candor.
No, I think the reason I don't like that idea is simply because the same thing with Perth and Papua New Guinea is that players will not go there. They won't live in a country town.
No, I mean they train in Sydney.
Yeah, but
and then they go out to Dubbo and they play on a Friday night or a Saturday.
But this is the thing, mate. The NRL, all they need to do if they want to attack the country is have your Friday 6 p.m. game there.
I agree.
That's
I totally agree.
That is a win any day of the week that you go there because, as we've said, the community can attend the game. There's no traffic out there. Everything in that whole town will be vibrant. Everything will explode for that whole weekend.
Make it a festival for a weekend.
Mate,
it's such a good idea.
The fact that they don't do it, it's really surprising.
Gladstone could have got a team. There's plenty of support for Gladstone up there. I just don't think there's enough cattle to go around. Our junior stocks aren't deep enough.
We say that, yet we find players. Look, the cattle is one thing, but Papua New Guinea will attract players based on their tax concessions that they get. Their players will be earning very good money.
Because they're living there.
They're going to be in a compound.
No one's going to want to live there.
They're going to be in a compound, right?
Mate, you don't... Papua New Guinea is wild.
Papua New Guinea, I think, is one of the most dangerous places in the world.
Yeah.
So there is a lot to this decision that goes beyond rugby league, I believe, like as in a political decision.
As I say, thanks, Elbow.
Yeah. It's the only thing I think that... Anyway. I don't see the need for the expansion. I don't know how else they can do it, mate. I think the phone will be picked up to Peter Volandis soon to say, we're not going to have 17 decent players unless we get some help.
Well, they've always already asked for salary cap extra concessions like they do in the AFL with...
But the AFL is different. See, when a new team comes into the AFL, and they're seeing this now with the Tasmanian team, they get like 10 out of the first 10 draft picks. So they can actually then build a team based on that. They suck for first few years while these young players are blooded. Then they get better, as you saw with GWS, etc. But we don't have a draft. So unless they start tapping people on the shoulder and say, Bulldogs, you must lose 2 players to Perth. Someone's going to lose a player to there.
Well, the only way you're going to get people to go over there is paying more money, right? The elite players.
Yeah.
And that's not always a carrot
concern.
because the Tigers offer huge money to players all the time and they don't get them. So
the Dolphins offered 1.6 or something to Cameron Munster, and he said, "No, I'm going to stay."
So I would have thought that was a bad decision based on what I know now, hindsight. But the kid they got there is going to be Katoa's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's going to be better than Munster.
So I don't think any club can set up the way they did. They were phenomenal. The way they set the club
did
up.
Well, they had the best coach as a then they were Christian Wolf come through is amazing. So the CEO is amazing. Everything they did was good.
Their pack is so deep.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so.
I can't wait for segment 3.
Review strip clubs. All right.
The first one is hilarious. Anyway.
The Moonlight. The strip club, the Moonlight.
The Moonlight. Oh, by the way, Jason and I do not attend any...
This one's from Dave Short. No,
establishments like this.
So we've got a 1-star review. Oh, this can't be his real name. You reckon that he's given his real name?
Yeah, I think so.
He's got 2 reviews. 1 star.
What's his name, Jason?
Stephen Gicantamo. Was good until I got an STD. And I got an STD that put cysts all over my body. Like he said, it was good until then.
The funniest thing is he put this on Google.
And he's got 2 other reviews. I've got to read the other ones. Oh, that's the best.
Oh, mate,
it was good until I got an STD.
I can't believe it. I just...
All right, here we go. We've got a 5-star. We've got a 5-star review from Raymond Karchen. Now, Raymond's got 9 reviews, so it's his real name. I took my father John to this place over the weekend. We absolutely loved it. He's going to a strip club with his dad.
I'm not doing that.
He's even got a love heart with 2. He's written a love heart.
Oh, my God. He's the best.
All right, we've got the Petersham. Is that Petersham Inn a strip joint?
It's got one in it, yeah. I believe so. I've never been there. So.
Petersham Inn. This is from Lucy Baker. Worst service ever experienced. Man followed friend to toilet, felt extremely unsafe. Security notified and told, oh, well. Got off after 2 drinks and clearly not excited. All but one staff member absolutely baffled while I was cut off. Had already ordered drinks and refunded in cash half what I paid. Unfriendly staff and security, not recommended. All but one stripper, a solid 3.
That's a chick, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Lucy, what are you doing?
Oh, Lucy's grading him.
I didn't know that. I honestly, seriously, I didn't know that was a thing, that the girls are going to male strip clubs to watch the girls dance. I didn't know that was a thing. I live a sheltered life, mate.
Well, I would assume they'd go.
I assume they go to male ones. I wouldn't assume they'd go to with male dancers, not female dancers. Anyway, I suppose there's lesbians. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I never thought of that actually.
Sheltered life.
All right, we got Luke 95. $16 for a beer. What a joke of a place. By the way, overpriced. Do not go here. A response from the owner. Oh my God, I can't believe it, hun. We have dancers and topless waitresses serving you. I love that for you, hun. Hope you enjoyed your time. Next time, enjoy the view of a random local pub that has similar prices with no entertainment. See you soon, babes. It's a fair point.
I do like this owner, to be honest.
It's a fair point. You're whinging that some lady with no top on served you a $16 beer. All right, this is another lady, Caroline Larricum. This place is skanky, smelly, and seriously ordinary. I found a hair in my food, which I didn't want to eat anyway. It was greasy and gross. My advice, stay away.
I gotta love this response from the owner.
The response, hi Caroline, I've investigated this matter and heard that you were eating in the toilet. I've advised the security to not allow you in so we won't have this problem again. For future reference, if any venue gives you a meal or service you're not happy with, may I suggest you deal with the kitchen or the manager on duty. Best wishes in the future.
I'm sorry, I can't.
So we don't really know where the hair came from, what part of the body. Oh, that's concerning. All right, we've got Kieran McNally. Now, Kieran has 88 reviews and 6 photos. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Dirty, nasty, rude, dark, and dingy. I liked it too much. What the fuck? Response. Thank you for the 1-star rating. Always appreciate it when you don't get 0 stars, as we know we are doing something right. All right. We got the Penthouse Sydney 5-star review from Jared. Has anyone else been with Ellie? She was mind-blowing and did anything and everything to make sure I was satisfied. I wish I could find her again.
I didn't know that you could advertise in the reviews for the girl, the fight, putting the word out.
He put the word out.
out.
He's so happy with Ellie. Jared, wants... I want to know who Ellie is. I'm intrigued. I want to see at least a photo. God, if this guy's putting a review out for calling. All right, we got Jay. First time at such an establishment, professional and confident staff. Although there was also a couple who seemed a little too zonked out on coping mechanisms, if you know what I mean. It's a mixed bag, and you expect that in such a line of work. To be a customer in such an establishment, you need to understand what you're after, then ensure all the proper questions are asked and answered. Then you can have all your fun knowing that you know expectations and you know your boundaries. Otherwise, you set yourself up for failure. And these poor ladies with a bad rep, which is unfair to everyone. This guy
is this a
it's like a manual, a step-by-step manual
on how to go to a brothel.
However, there was a bonny lass there who made my last night in Sydney a memorable one. I wish her well in all her future endeavours and thank her for draining my danglers and not just my bank account.
What are you laughing at, Brookie? You shouldn't be listening to this.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, Dominic Harum, 115 reviews, 637 photos. As long as someone else is paying, it's awesome. Sexy girls with no underpants play you at pool, and when they bend over to take a shot, you know that they're in the right place. Very pricey, but the best you can get. Well, thanks, Dominic.
Well done.
Cleopatra's Gentlemen's Club. Tanika, have you tried? I have tried to call for Camilla for myself and my partner for a party booking and really love her, and reception always declined. Very blunt. She's amazing and I love her beauty.
This person's a problem. This person, would you think it's a man or I don't know?
No, that's a girl's name.
Right, she's a problem.
Yeah, she's.
No wonder they're not. No.
She's obsessed with this.
Yeah, this is a problem.
For me and my partner for a booking. Wow. Oh yeah, I reckon that would happen a fair bit. Like stalkers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And it's a fine line because the stalkers would also be the ones that like
spend the most money too.
That's right.
Yeah.
So you're like, I want to lead you on, but not so that you turn up at my home. Like that kind of stalkers.
Yeah, it's not for me. No. I'd go broke doing it, but you know.
So
it's not for me.
Sicko Raven. Oh God. Worst experience ever. Booked a girl, and on first ring, she got off me and said, "Finish it by yourself," but still had 10 minutes left. What are we paying for to finish going by myself? Don't waste your money. He won't recommend anyone. And when you took me out the other door, I called at reception about all this. She told me you have time left, but cannot do anything now. Don't waste your money, guys. The girl I booked, her name was Killer. Even naming a girl.
Just knock one out yourself, champion.
I'm done. All right.
Could you just the smell of these? Oh, just please. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh mate. All right.
This something randoms.
All
this
right,
guy.
His name's something random. Best but worst place ever. Sucky was terrible. But she went till I was done. Who would give a review? Why would you even type this? Should add a catboy service would be better. Scared I may have gotten Sarah pregnant. Don't want to be baby trapped. If she do, I get insurance. To be honest, would be better with schoolgirls.
Oh, this man is a big problem.
This guy should be locked up.
You sir are a sex offender. What the fuck?
It's scary that there are people like this in society.
Mate, it's scary, all right.
Oh, mate.
I love that, Jason. That was the best.
That was the best.
We nearly saved the best to last, but anyway.
Oh, all right.
There was a lot in there. There was a lot in there with guys that were cracking the shits because the girls wouldn't pay him any attention.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They would just like go into a strip club and say, I dropped 30 at the door and I'm paying $20 for a beer and the girls don't go near me.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that, mate.
That's exactly right.
You got hook hands. How does he get in here? He picks the lock.
We could smell the odour of you coming from 2 kilometres away.
Yeah, it's not my go, but anyway, fair enough.
Mate, yeah, I don't. Look, I hats off to anyone who does that line of work, and I think, and I honestly believe they deserve every dollar they earn.
I don't judge them for doing it.
It's a tough job, mate, and I think that if you've got, if that's your line of work, then you earn every dollar, because I think what you have to put up with sometimes would be pretty rough. All right, let's go into it. NFL news. Firstly, I've put up on Instagram during the week, Dave and I managed to stop the Rams. If anyone was listening last week, Dave, myself, and the Ox all said the Rams will, the front runners in the NFL, Matt Stafford, MVP, and the Rams got rolled on the weekend. Matt Stafford had 2 interceptions. It was just terrible. We dead set are hopeless.
I got a phone call from the general manager of the Rams and asked to never mention that. Take.
It was so bad.
Take their name out of our mouths. I'm wearing their stuff today too. There's the Rams.
I think I actually put on Instagram. This is why we're called 2 shit blokes.
Yeah,
and it's so true, because we dead set stopped the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, we did, and we're proud of it too. Absolutely proud.
All right, so what else have we got?
You've got what's going on with the standard of games in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a bit of my rant.
Is this your rant?
It is a bit
or
of
a
my
semi-rant?
It's a semi-rant. Like, I don't need to talk about that too much. I was going to go on into my random thought. I might touch on something else, but the standard is low.
You got to be careful when you say touch something else. If you've just done stripper reviews.
I still can't get over the bloke that got cysts on his body.
It was fantastic.
Mate, the standard of NFL, I've noticed, particularly this year, is really low. In not across the board, but in certain areas. So I watched the games on the weekend. Seahawks, Vikings. Vikings got done 26-0. And by no stretch of the imagination were the Seahawks good. They were their best receiver, who is on par with one of the best, Jackson Najigba-Smith, is on par with one of the best seasons of all time. Didn't have his first catch until the third quarter, so they weren't good themselves, but they still won 26-0. The Vikings had to blood a quarterback who was undrafted.
What's wrong with is it McCarthy?
He's in concussion protocol, but he's bad.
He's no good?
Oh, he's terrible. He's absolutely dreadful. They got rid of Sam Darnold for him. I don't...
Geez, the coach might be looking at a new job for that
maybe.
one.
No, I don't know. Like, you watch how Sam Darnold was on that game and how he is in some games. I don't think they're going to trouble anyone come the Super Bowl. They've got a very good defense. I'll give them that. Good running game. And the wide receiver, JNS, as his initials, is unbelievable. But I still think that they're not there yet, and definitely under Sam Darnold. The Jaguars beat the Titans 25-3. The Browns got done by the Niners 26-8, and the Dolphins and the Rams. Dolphins and the Dolphins rolled someone 21-17, and again, I think it was the Saints.
Oh, that game was awful. It was like 21-7.
21-17.
No, but with 5 minutes to go.
That's right.
It was garbage time play.
And you watch the games, and the quarterback play is it's very average. It's very poor. There aren't enough. You're talking about not enough talent in the NRL. The NFL is having a massive problem with the same issue with quarterbacks. They're just not there. Years gone by, and I'm talking about years ago, you could rebuild your team if you're a really bad team and you drafted the right quarterback. You did well.
Yeah.
The quarterbacks aren't there in the draft anymore.
I have a theory, and probably completely wrong, but the quarterbacks are struggling because they're not giving him enough time behind a veteran.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're not getting the results, and because it's such a result-driven business, that when they bring in a first-round draft pick, right?
Yep.
They put him straight in, like they did with Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He was.
Well, they did try. They did try Russell Wilson, and they
did,
and he was terrible. Right.
Yep.
I'd still go with Jameis Winston.
I like Winston.
And not play Dart. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why they left him in. We were getting flogged by New England.
Yeah, but
flogged.
but you're running the ball. Like you guys are playing for draft picks. That was a negative.
We're not playing at all.
Yeah, you want the draft.
Disgraceful.
Your second round draft pick, and again, this goes to the status.
But what do we need a third round pick for? We're not picking a quarterback. We can get a O-liner, or we can get.
But this is my argument. There is not the depth pool in the draft at the moment is terrible. That teams can't rebuild at the moment, and you're seeing that like teams are bad and they're not getting any better.
Yeah.
Defenses are too good, and they're too fast. Teams can't throw the ball, but they can't run the ball. It's just a bad. Some games are good, and I will say that some games are decent, but not as many as the years gone by. There's more bad games than good games.
I was thinking about, because when you mentioned that this is what you're going to talk about, I was thinking about the last couple of years, right? And you get one bad game a week, right? That was basically unwatchable. I think we're having 3 to 4 bad games a week that are unwatchable.
The Thursday/Friday night games are dreadful.
Yeah.
They have been for weeks.
How the Giants are getting a Monday night game is insane.
And that game was bad.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was bad. Like
it was 17-0 after.
Yeah, and I think the Pats let the Giants off. Like I just don't think that.
Did you see the bloke try and kick the ball and kick the ground?
Yeah.
This is professional sport.
Yeah, it's bad. But like your number 2 draft pick was benched again because his attitude stinks.
We didn't turn up to a meeting again.
Another meeting. Like this is. I think the NFL does do this quite well, that if there is an issue, they will address it. You know, when ratings were diving, they were the ones that came and said, well, we're going to open up the players and everyone to media interviews. Ratings went through the roof.
Yeah.
How they're going to address this issue, I don't know, because with the transfer, and I've said it before.
Well, we've talked about this before. They've got to sort out how the penalties, this ineligible bloke downfield stuff, it's bullshit.
Rubbish. It's a rubbish penalty.
And you get a holding penalty and they do them 10 yards, right? They've got it. They're too. The defenses are too good not to have. For the 10 yards is a lot.
10 yards is too much.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. And the ineligible man down the field
is the worst rule ever.
The guy just is wandering.
Well, you can slip off a bloke.
Yeah.
And stumble forward 3 paces and you're out of the line.
It's a ridiculous thing. Look, and I'll even say, like I love. I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, but they're not even like their quarterback is not good, and which is unusual to say. Like I was bagging out their offensive coordinator last week, Kevin Patillo, and he's not great, but you watch that game against the Bears. Jalen Hurts can't throw this ball. Like he's bad.
Yeah.
Now he threw a pass that was behind Devontae Smith. That would have been a touchdown. That was a good play call. Should have been a touchdown. It was a bad pass. Every year
that changes the game. That's
pass. Right. Every year he's in, the Eagles are probably in the bottom 5 for passing and passing yards.
Yeah.
But they've always been able to run the ball. Now they can't run it. It falls more onto him. But that's, again, what I'm saying is that the quality of quarterbacks is affecting the NFL in the quality of games we're watching.
Yeah, but I think the quality of quarterbacks is because they don't give guys enough time to mature and to grow within the system.
Yeah, and I agree with that, but I think it also goes back to college, that they're not developing players. Players just, you talk about, I think, one of the teams, I think it might be LSU, have, LSU got Lane Kiffin, I think, as the coach now. And they've actually allocated him a nil budget to go and sign players, right? So it's a mini NFL team. So he can go and sign players. So that transfer portal, again, will get these players, they'll come in for a year, they'll win a championship or they'll play, etc., then they go in the NFL. Their development is not being reached, and then they go to the NFL, they go into broken teams.
Yeah, but the thing with broken teams is you look at the Giants, right? They signed, they got Jackson Dart, first round, number 17 pick or whatever it was, right? He's got a coach, got an offensive coordinator,
sacked,
right? They sack the coach, so he's getting a new coach. They'll get a new offensive a coordinator. He's got to start a whole new system, right? And you do that. We did that with Daniel Jones. We got him in the draft. Shouldn't have got him at 6. Could have got him at 200.
226.
Anyway, but they got him, new coach, and then they sacked the coach, sacked everyone, new coordinator. Like, they do everything they can because they cannot handle not having success right away. They have no patience to build a team.
They can't. But I understand having no patience because they're meant to, if they're bad for 3 years, I think by the 4th or 5th year, they're meant to be getting better because you've had good draft picks. Your salary cap should be a lot better, in a lot better shape. You can sign players and bring them in and that. I don't think the players are there anymore.
Yeah.
The only exception is wide receivers. There's some brilliant wide receivers. There's just no one to throw the ball to. You have a look at Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. He's one of the best. He's probably the top 3 wide receivers in the game. Yep. He's still caught 60-something passes this year. And the guy's throwing him to him. You watch him try and catch some of those balls. They're uncatchable. It has that flow-on effect. As I said, the NFL needs to address this with some urgency because their fan base will die off. You see the fans in the stands.
Oh, mate. I was worried about the safety of the Eagles players because they were going on. I've never seen supporters so filthy. In the first quarter, they're going off their brains.
They've had enough, mate. And wrongfully so, I think, too. When you're in the Super Bowl champs one the year before.
Philly, they ain't playing, mate.
And 8-4 this year. And they're going off. But I understand their frustration, but I'll tell you now, that's a quarterback issue. He is not good. So anyway, that's it. I mean, I'm concerned because I love the game and I just don't see it. It's just not going well. All right. I did touch on the Giants' awesome draft picks. Can we talk about it again?
Yes, we can. And I've done some research, Jason.
Please.
So, I only went back 2017, right? In 2017, we took a young man called Evan Ingram, tight end. Right,
he played very well.
First round, still playing for the Denver Broncos. We got rid of him in 2021.
Still playing well.
Still playing well, and we really need a tight end. 2018, we first round pick got a running back name. I don't know if you know this bloke, Saquon Barkley. Do you remember him?
Well, he's suffering the Madden curse this year. So
okay, so where did he go?
Eagles,
and he's a generational talent.
Was last
How many
year.
draft picks did we get when we got rid of him? All right, okay. So there's good management. In 2019, we had 2 first-round draft picks. We got Daniel Jones.
He's playing very well.
He didn't play that well on the weekend.
Still playing well for Indianapolis.
Yeah, and so we signed him, and then we signed him to a massive deal. I think it was $90 million.
Yeah, 40-something a year, wasn't
he lasted 2 years.
Yep.
Now plays for the Colts and killing it so far this year. And we also signed a bloke named Dexter Lawrence, which was, up until this year, the best defensive tackle in the game. Is not playing very well this year, but he's still in the Giants. So there's one tick, but one winner out of that. In 2020, we got Andrew Thomas, which is a left tackle. He's had a lot of injury issues, but is still at the Giants and is an amazing left tackle.
That's 2.
And we got a second rounder. We got a bloke called Xavier McKinney. He's a safety.
Yep.
Another bloke we let go without a draft pick, and he's now at Green Bay, and he is a very, very good player. In 2021, probably, in my opinion, the worst draft pick you could ever make, we got Tooney. He lasted a couple of years at the Giants, went to KC, won a Super Bowl, and then last year they got rid of him because he is a complete nutbag.
He's got his hands for feet, mate. He cannot catch a ball.
He did catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl that they won, but mate, he was just trouble. And KC don't let go good players.
No. And they got him for nothing too.
In 2022, this is how good we go. We had 2 first-round picks. We got Thibodeau, who's an edge rusher. He's been okay, but certainly hasn't performed to a level of a first-round pick. We also picked another bloke named Evan Neal. He was a right tackle. He's been a massive flop. He's been a turnstile. He hasn't done anything. They switched him to guard this year. He was hopeless. Next year he won't be in the NFL. He's cooked, right?
Yes.
They've done everything to get him. 2023 we got Devontae Banks. He's a cornerback. He's hopeless.
He's bad. Yeah,
He's
bad. Yeah.
terrible. Got massive attitude problems. Will not be in the NFL next year. Second round, we got a guy named John Michael Smits. He's been okay. He's a centre. It's a slow burn with him, but he's not quality. And we traded up in the third round to get a bloke called Jalen Hyatt.
Oh, he's awful.
Mate, he couldn't catch a cold. This bloke.
So
I don't think he could catch a disease at, what was that, strip joint?
He couldn't get cysts.
He couldn't get cysts at a strip joint. Oh, he's that bad. In 2024, we got Malik Neighbours as a wide receiver.
Very good.
Very good. Hurt this year. Second round, we got a bloke called Tyler Newbin. He's hopeless. Right, he won't be there next year. 2025, we got the problem child, Abdul Carter.
Second pick overall.
He has not lived up there.
Shocking, mate.
One sack this year, which was on the weekend, which was a third and one.
But
he got to the quarterback.
He is the case for hard work will always beat like just natural talent.
Yes.
He's got the talent, but he just does not seem.
It's like this
work.
podcast.
Yeah.
I shine, but I do all the hard work, and anyway.
Just keep talking.
Yeah. And the other thing we got, and another first round pick that we traded up for was Jackson Dart, which is our current quarterback. He's been good. He's got to show a lot of quality.
We'll see.
Our second round pick I haven't seen much of, and then our third round pick was a guy named Cam Scatterboo.
Yeah,
right?
Scam. Yeah, but
he was really, really good until
Cam Scatterboo will be out.
Until you broke him.
I was going to say he'll be out of the NFL in 3 years.
The way that he does his thing,
his body will not be able to handle it.
Yeah,
I think he plays.
I love his attitude.
Tougher than anyone, but I am legitimately believe he will not be in the NFL.
They do say that he's one of the dumbest human beings on the planet. Anyway, that track record, I think there's about 3 to 4 players in there from 2017 that are still in the Giants and still producing.
Yeah, you guys are trash. You are a trash team, and that's. But again, do you think that goes back to what I'm saying though, of the lack of talent in the NFL?
I don't. I think the Giants are the West Tigers of the NFL, and they can't get out of their own way.
You keep stepping on their dicks. It's gold.
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Best wide receivers in the NFL at the moment,
Jackson Najigba Smith is by far head and shoulders above everyone else. I'll say Chase, Jamar Chase.
Oh, mate, he's my favourite.
Yeah. Have you seen Jackson Najigba Smith play?
I haven't. I can't.
Mate, have a look at him. Probably the best catch I've ever seen all year was done by Puka Nakua on the weekend.
I've got a list of 3 here. I've got Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Puka Nakua.
I agree with them as being good. Jackson, I want to
check it out
and have a look. He's unbelievable.
I want to Puka Nakua's catch on the weekend. Mate, you sent it to me. It was the best thing I've ever seen.
We'll put it up on Instagram. It was a one-hander. It was unbelievable. And you got to
use the player that was trying to tackle him to help him catch the ball. It was outstanding.
Yeah, so they're the best. And I'll say this too: Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are doing it well, despite having quarterback issues, and particularly Justin Jefferson to still get 60 catches in a team that has the people throwing to him that are. You just have to watch some of his highlights where he's still making catches against these. Mate, I don't even know how he's catching some of them. Yeah, so he's definitely he's mine.
There's quarterbacks in the NFL, Jace.
Look, I still go Matt Stafford.
Yep.
Mahomes is still elite, but Stafford at the moment, despite the hiccup, is still there. Look,
mate, smoking Joe Burrow for me. I know he's only played one game.
One game,
but he tore them up. He was outstanding.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I do like him. Don't get me wrong.
Again, I'm looking at elite here, not necessarily the best QB in the thing. I've got Burrow, Pat Mahomes, and Matt Stafford as the 3 at the top of the tree at the moment. I think there's a big difference between those 3 and the rest of the...
I'll give you a name at the moment. You can tell me what you think. Is Dak Prescott.
He's been playing well. Yeah.
And
it kills me to say it because I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not either, but Jesus, he is playing really well. You talk about going in with all the momentum. There's a big game on the weekend. It's on Friday, this Friday. Detroit play Dallas. Dallas at $2.50.
I'd make Dallas all day.
And that's what I'm thinking because Detroit have injuries and they're not playing that well. Dallas, you talk about a team with momentum. It's the same as the NRL, same in anything. If you've got momentum, it's great to have going in. Mate, they are the form team at the moment.
What about Bo Nix?
He's trash.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I do not rate him at all. Denver have exceptional defense, and they're winning the games that are really ugly at the moment. They're winning like they just beat Washington.
Who was the kid the other night with the Pats?
Drake May.
No, he can play.
He's I reckon it's between him and Stafford for MVP.
Yeah, I don't think they've played anyone yet. We'll see. You can only beat what's in front of you.
They play aggressive, mate. They play. They don't want to just sack the quarterback. They want to go after his family afterwards. Like they're really dangerous.
They're mobsters.
Yeah, they are. Like, they're just angry.
I like it. I like their way. I like their coach too. I wish he went to the Giants. There was talk of us getting him.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of talk about everyone, mate. Come on.
Not now. Last year they were going to sack Dable and then when he went to New England, then they went, no, we'll just keep Dable.
That's a really good story that still shows your team shit.
My team is shit.
So, but
breaks my heart.
Makes me laugh because I have to laugh because the Eagles aren't going much better at the moment, and the Tigers are in the newspaper again for all the wrong things. So it's great.
We'll do that next week. We'll talk because I want to understand it.
No, I'm not talking about it.
Because I don't understand it. I don't think the fans understand it. I
don't want to talk about it. Okay. We're not no, I'm not talking
I talk about
no, I'm not talking about another shit process from the West Tigers that just continually, these Muppets, all they want to do, allegedly, is sit in West Leagues and have their Chinese meal and talk about the glory days. They are killing this club. And Peter V'landys needs to step in and actually do something because there will not be a West Tigers team.
How do you get the jersey colour?
Shut up.
You do that.
Don't.
The Giants do that. We'll do that for sure.
I'm not talking about the West Tigers and their board next week. I'm done. Okay. I cannot cop this team anymore.
Okay. I ran for another day.
That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. I hope that there wasn't too much language in this episode for you, Crazy Daisy, because you whinged at me last week.
I thought we were all right.
Yeah, the old girl.
Did we say fuck a lot?
Apparently.
Sorry,
Daisy.
Sorry, Daisy.
Crazy Daisy. She's got problems. Her horse is lame. I don't know why.
Ours.
I don't want to know why an 82-year-old lady needs a horse, but anyway.
But ours is lame as well.
A 17-hand thoroughbred racehorse. Not only that, she's got the biggest idiot Doberman you've ever seen in your life. It knocks and jumps all over it, all this sort of stuff. She's going to break a hip. But anyway, she's having fun. Aren't you, Crazy Daisy?
Oh, good stuff. All right, well, that's it for another summer session in the books. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate every listen, every follow, and every comment. Make sure you're following the show on Instagram and Spotify so you don't miss out what's coming next. And a big thanks again to the Bella Hotel for having us. Are we back next week?
Yep, last week's next week.
All right, folks, we'll do it there. We might even try and get a special guest next week. All right.
Special? What? How special?
Like, I'll say a joke. I'll say a joke, and if you don't like it, right?
Well, we're wrapping this up.
I'll say a joke. You don't like it. You've got to cut it.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't do it. It's too bad. I'll tell you off.
Okay, tell me off.
All right, folks. Thanks.
All right, guys. Do better. See you later.
Yeah.